Welcome. Today we've got a short standing practice focused on strengthening the legs. If we haven't met, my name is Rebecca, and I help women prioritize self-care and feel peace through movement, meditation, and mindfulness. If you're looking for more guidance making time for yourself, I've got a free guide that I'm giving away, listed in the description below, that talks all about how to master self-care. So be sure to grab that, subscribe to the channel, and then join me standing on a yoga mat if you have one. And if not, you can make do with just the ground. We're going to roll our shoulders back and down to start. And just close your eyes for a moment. Just allowing your natural breath to flow in and flow out. Taking a minute to let go of everything else going on. And just bring your attention and your focus here. Slowly start to lengthen and deepen the breath. As you inhale, feel your chest and belly expand. Exhale, feel them lower down. Inhale, expand. Exhale, lower. On your next exhale, you can open up your eyes. We'll start to move our bodies. So just bringing your hands to touch at your heart. Coming into mountain pose so your feet are hip distance apart. Drawing your belly button in towards your spine and lengthening through the crown of your head. And even though we're just standing, you really want to engage your quads. Feel your kneecaps lift. Inhale, sweep your hands out to the side like wings. Reach them up to the ceiling. Lower your right hand, hinge over, side stretch. Reach both hands up. Lower the left hand, hinge the other way. Reach both hands up. Sweep the hands down to touch at the heart. Chair pose. Imagine that you're sitting back in a chair. You want to make sure your weight's in your heels. You should be able to lift up your toes. See if you can sink down a little bit lower. Your hands could stay at prayer, or you could reach those arms up by your ears. Bring your hands to touch at your heart. Forward fold. Take your head down to the ground. Reach your tailbone up. And just keeping a good bend in the knees so your chest can rest on your thighs. Just let your worries and concerns, all the stress, dump out of your head. Slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Bring the hands back to prayer at the heart. Heel toe your feet out nice and wide, coming into a nice wide stance. And then point the left toes forward. The right foot will stay parallel with the edge of your mat. Begin to bend that front knee. Hips and shoulders facing forward. Reach the arms out long, trying to keep the body upright. Shoulders stacked over the hips. And then turn your head to gaze out at that front middle finger. Warrior two. See if you can sink down a little bit lower. And if you find it's too much, you can always straighten your leg and then come back down. Reverse warrior. Flip your front palm up. Lower your back hand down. Reach that arm up. See if you can sink down a little lower, challenging yourself here. And again, if it's too much, straighten the leg for a minute and then sink back down when you're able to. Back to warrior two. Reach those arms out long. Lower your front forearm, just gently resting on the thigh. Reach the back arm up and draw a couple circles. Reach your fingers down to the ground and up to the ceiling. Trying to keep the movement slow. That's going to help slow your mind down. Good. Circle the other direction. Good. Slowly come back up to warrior two. Sink a little lower. Straighten the legs. Point both toes forward. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So your right toes will point forward. And you want your heel in about the middle of that back foot, so in line with the arch. Start to bend the knee down. Now, oftentimes our bodies kind of want to lean forward in warrior two, so make sure you're upright. And then gaze out over that front middle finger. You want to make sure your knees in line with your ankle. Your joints are always stacked. And the knee's tracking with about the second toe, so just drawing it back a little. Sink down lower. We're holding the stretch, not our breath, so trying to breathe deeply. Reverse warrior, flip your front palm up, lower the back hand down, reach that arm up. And remember to listen to your body. If you need a little break, straighten the leg, and then sink back down. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Back to warrior two. Reach those arms out long. Lower your front forearm down. Reach the back arm up and draw a couple circles. Inhale, reaching down. Exhale, circling up. Good. Change directions. Do a couple going the other way. Good. Come back up to warrior two. Straighten the legs. Coming into goddess now, so we'll point both toes out to the corners and then bend down. Cactus shape the arms. Draw those elbows back. See if you can sink a little bit lower here. If you wanted to challenge yourself, you could try to lift up your right heel, lower it down, and then lift up the left heel. Again, lifting up the right, lower it down, lift up the left. One more time on each side. Hang in there. Good. Bring the hands back to prayer. Straighten those legs. Point the toes forward. Hinging at the waist, forward fold. Take your hands down to the mat in your head. Reach your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Just dumping out whatever you need to. You might even kind of sway your hips a little bit side to side. Bend the knees, bring your hands onto your thighs. Slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Heel toe the feet back so they're hip distance apart. Coming into tree pose, bring your hands to touch at your heart. Coming up on the tips of the right toes, turn the knee out to the side. And then maybe if you feel comfortable, put your foot on your calf, or if it's available, bring it up to the inner thigh. Keep drawing that knee back. You can add branches to your tree. They could be straight. And if you wobble and your tree's a little windy like mine is, that's okay. Just smile and try again. Balance is hard. Balance is something we constantly have to work at in our lives and on our yoga mat. Lower the leg down, give those legs a little bit of a shake. Same thing on the other side, come up on the tips of the toes, turn the knee out to the side. Place your foot on your calf or up high on the inner thigh. You just want to avoid resting it on the knee. Draw that knee back and maybe add branches. If you're ready for more, glance up or try closing your eyes. That'll make it much more challenging. And remember to smile if you're wobbly like me. Good. Bring your hands back to prayer. Lower the leg down. Give it a good little shake. Lower your hands down. Roll your shoulders back and down. And just close your eyes for a minute. Allowing your natural breath to flow in and flow out. And as you exhale, just imagine taking any tension in the mind, anything you're stressing or worrying about, letting it roll down the backside of your body, dumping it all out at your feet, letting go. Take one more deep breath in. Deep breath out. When you want to, you can slowly open up your eyes. If you'd like, you can give yourself a little hug. Thank you for joining me for this short yoga stretch break to strengthen the legs. If you're looking for longer classes, you can find them in the Self-Care Club at youfirstyoga.ca. Be sure to grab the free guide in the description. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.